Hey, I'm Gael Wood and I'm here with Philip from spamarketing.com, and we were just chatting about the two paths for building a massage or spa business. So there's like the organic way, which is kind of the DIY, networking, organic social media, maybe printed marketing materials, getting your website up, and all those things are important and they work, but it can take 6 months to a year to really start seeing a steady clientele with that type of marketing. And some people have time for that, and then other people need to go a bit faster. Maybe you've rented space and you're just ready to go. And so that's when I recommend like doing some paid marketing along with your organic marketing. And there's a lot of different ways to do paid marketing. A lot of them have a big learning curve. And so that's why I like what you guys do, because people can sign up for your services. They don't have to learn social media marketing. And you guys have dialed in how to get massage clients for massage therapists. So rather than hiring just a random marketing company that may or may not understand what clients are responding to, you guys have that figured out. So
yeah, very much so. We've really tried to dive in on that. We always say there's like kind of some things that we look at when you're looking at a marketing company, like kind of three big risks, right? Is no niche expertise, right? If you're hiring the first person that's ever, or this business that's never worked with a massage business before, then you're their experiment, right? Now, you might be okay being their experiment, but you should just know that you're their experiment. And second, no proven track record, right? No, testimonials or anything like that from massage businesses. And then also, no guarantees, right? You'll ask them, what can I expect? What am I going to get? And they won't be able to tell you any sort of baseline guarantee.
Okay.
So we've really tried to de-risk that and take that risk onto ourselves, frankly.
Yeah.
Because that risk still exists. We just bring it so it's risk on us instead of risk on the person who's spending on the marketing.
Which I love, because what's the motivation for the marketer if they're going to get paid either way?
Exactly.
Whether it works or not. I mean, obviously, they'll keep their clientele longer if it works, but they're not taking on like you guys are. And I love that guarantee, because if it doesn't work, then the massage therapist doesn't have to pay you for your services.
That's exactly right.
And that just shows me that, like, obviously you wouldn't say that if you didn't have the experience to know that it's going to work.
Yeah, the opposite, the flip. Like, instead of you investing in marketing and then hoping it works, that's what we call like the wishing well model, where you're going to throw your money in and they're going to say, oh, but we're on the path, and in 3 months you've got to invest for 3 months, and they're going to drag it out, as further and further to try and keep you on. Our model is, and I tell people, once we get the ads running, you can expect a client in the first 48 hours.
That's amazing. That's really amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because I know, like, for myself, I just relaunched my house call business, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to focus on my website and SEO.
Right.
But I know that takes 3 or 4 months to really even start to get going.
Totally.
So, I mean, I had the ability to plan for that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to set up my website, and then I'm going to go travel and do stuff for a few months, and maybe when I get back, it'll be working.
Totally.
But, a lot of people, most people don't have that, timeline to be like, oh, I can just see what happens.
Yeah.
So I will tell you, I've done that wishing well marketing. If I had back all the money I spent on marketing in my massage business that did not work, I could probably buy a car.
Wow.
Like at today's prices.
Wow.
But I do think I learned a lot, but it's an expensive lesson. And it taught me like what to look for in marketing. And so if I were going to do my own paid marketing, I'd have to learn what to do. I have to go slowly and test, and then scale. And so I feel like with what you guys do, you can skip those steps. You know, because now I would never do paid marketing without being like, okay, I'm going to test this at a low price for, like you said, a couple months to even see if it's going to work. So, and then by then you're frustrated, or you don't have the tools or the knowledge to tell, like, is this working? Is this not working?
Yes.
What metrics am I tracking? Yeah. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, and they're always changing these platforms. That's how they're always trying to find their own way to make more money off of the people advertising. So you have to be careful of that. One thing that you mentioned about the organic and SEO that I just wanted to dive in on is, you mentioned a 3-month or 6-month horizon. I'm sure you see that, like, if you're in a very competitive jurisdiction, it's probably even longer than that sometimes, right?
Well, then it can be even, you know, luckily I'm in a smaller town, so I was able to get where I wanted to be for specifically mobile massage. But yeah, if you're in a bigger area, you could be lost in a sea of 50, 60 massage websites. Now, I do have a theory that half of those know nothing about SEO.
That makes
So
sense.
if you do some SEO, you're going to be better off. But that's also something with a pretty big learning curve. And I like that stuff. I can, you know, sit there and like go down the rabbit hole of what all these meta tags and things are. But in my experience, most massage therapists do not want to spend their time and energy learning about HTML sizes and meta tags and things like that.
Right.
So, you know, but I do think it's important. Like if somebody was going to work with you, they would want to have a professional looking website for your ads to direct people to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that's something you look at.
Yeah, the support structures.
Yeah.
Right. We can tell when somebody's got the necessary foundation.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't. Right. So that's when, you know, there's help that we'll bring in, either help that we give them or other people that we refer them to. And some of it's also a mindset thing too.
Yeah.
It's not everybody is. A lot of people get into massage to get away from more traditional kind of business things, but then there's some of those things that you have to do as part of being a business owner. So it's a difficult balance for a lot of people.
Yeah. And I mean, with anything, you can do it or you can outsource it, but the stuff needs to get done. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to be here, and it's gonna be fun.
I'm excited. I can't believe these guys came all the way to Boone, North Carolina to talk about marketing. It's so
That's right.
fun.